No one respects you because you are kind. They respect you because you are dangerous and choose to be kind. Let that sink in for a moment. This is the hard truth that society avoids. We're taught to be good, to be agreeable, to be helpful. We are told that our kindness will be returned, that our goodness will earn us a place of honor in the hearts of others. But you and I both know the reality is often very different. Your kindness, without a spine to support it, is not seen as a virtue. It is seen as an opportunity. Your willingness to always say yes is not viewed as generosity. It is viewed as an absence of boundaries. Your desire to avoid conflict is not seen as peacefulness. It is seen as weakness. And no one, absolutely no one, respects weakness. Do you agree with this or not? Write in the comments. I want to hear your honest thoughts on this. The world doesn't run on good intentions. It runs on perceived strength. Not the strength of a bully, not the strength of a tyrant, but the quiet, unshakable strength of a person who knows their own value. You have felt it. That moment when you went the extra mile for someone and they didn't even say thank you. That time you lent money you couldn't afford to spare and you had to chase them to get it back. That feeling of being the reliable one, the one everyone calls for a favor, but no one calls just to see how you are. You weren't respected, you were just useful. If you've ever come across this, if you've ever felt your kindness being mistaken for weakness, please like this video so that others who feel the same can find it. It's important to know you are not alone in this experience. The fundamental problem is that our understanding of respect is broken. It was built on a beautiful but flawed foundation. We were told a lie, not a malicious lie, but a naive one. The lie is that respect is a reward for good behavior. Be nice and people will respect you. Be giving and people will respect you. Put others first and people will respect you. This is how we teach children to behave, and for a world of children, it works. But we are not children anymore. In the adult world, the rules are different. The psychology is more complex. People are driven by their own needs, their own insecurities, and their own deep primal instincts for hierarchy and power. The very act of trying, of chasing their approval, of changing your behavior to please them sends a clear signal. Your opinion of me is more important than my opinion of myself. You are in that moment giving them the power. You are placing your own value in their hands. And people do not respect what is freely given away, especially not power. The chase for respect is a paradox. The more you run after it, the faster it flees. You become the performer, and they become the judge. You dance, you sing, you bend over backward, hoping for a nod of approval. And the more you do, the less they value the performance. True respect is never the goal. It is a consequence. It is the natural byproduct of a character built on a foundation of self-respect. 500 years ago, in a world of shifting alliances and brutal politics, a man named Niccolo Machiavelli wrote a guide for leaders. His work was so stark, so brutally honest about human nature, that his name became synonymous with cunning and amorality. But Machiavelli was not a devil. He was a realist. He didn't write about how people should be. He wrote about how people are. He held a mirror up to power, and many did not like the reflection. In his observations, he gave us a timeless lesson on the dynamics of human interaction. He wrote, "Men have less hesitation in offending a man who is loved than one who is feared." Now, let's replace his old world words with modern understanding. Let's replace feared, not with terror, but with respected. People are more likely to offend someone who inspires love than someone who inspires respect. Why is this so true? Because the person who is only loved, the people pleaser, the endlessly agreeable one, has shown that they will absorb the offense. They will forgive quickly. They will make excuses for the person who wronged them. They will do anything to maintain the harmony, even at their own expense. There is no cost to offending them. There are no consequences. You can cancel plans at the last minute, you can make a joke at their expense, you can ignore their calls, and you know, deep down, they will still be there. Their love is unconditional, and therefore, it is devalued. The respected person is different. They may also be loved. They may be kind, generous, and warm. But their kindness is not a weakness, it is a choice. And beneath that choice is a line, a boundary. If you offend them, if you cross that line, you don't trigger an explosion. You don't get a screaming match. You get something far more powerful. You get a consequence. The consequence might be the quiet withdrawal of their energy, the end of their favors, the loss of their trust, the calm, firm no the next time you ask for something. They will not fight you. They will simply remove you. They will deprioritize you. The door to their inner world, once open, will quietly close. This is not about being feared in the sense of physical harm. It is the fear of loss, the fear of losing access to a person of value. That is the fear Machiavelli was talking about. It is the fear of consequence, and that is the foundation of respect. It is the unspoken understanding that your presence in their life is a privilege, not a right. If that thought sinks in deep, please support this video with a like. It helps the lesson spread to those who need to hear it. And so we arrive at the central question, the one that hums beneath the surface of your frustration. You've felt the sting of being overlooked. You've understood, perhaps viscerally, that your kindness has been treated not as a gift, but as an infinite resource to be mined. You have seen the truth in Machiavelli's brutal calculus, that the fear of consequence commands a silence and attention that love alone often cannot. But what does this mean for you now? How do you build this fear of consequence without becoming a tyrant? How do you cultivate strength without sacrificing your goodness? This is the great work. It is the transition from the child's worldview, where rules are followed to earn approval, to the adult's. In the adult world, you are the sovereign of your own small state. Your time, your energy, your trust, your attention, these are your territories, your resources, your gold. For too long, you have left the gates of your kingdom wide open, allowing anyone to wander in, take what they please, and leave without a second thought. Respect is not given to the undefended. It is earned by the sovereign who understands the value of their own kingdom. The work begins not by building walls of anger, but by constructing an architecture of self-respect. Let's lay the first stone. It is a principle I call the sovereignty of your no. Let that sink in. Your yes has become worthless. Why? Because it is given automatically, reflexively, desperately. It is a plea for connection, not a statement of consent. When a yes is the only answer you ever provide, it ceases to be a choice. It becomes an expectation. It holds no weight, no substance, because it costs you nothing to give and costs them nothing to receive. Your kindness is seen as your nature, not your decision. Your willingness is viewed as your function, not your generosity. Your desire to help is perceived as your need to be liked. A yes only gains its power, its profound value, from the existence of a real, possible, and occasionally executed no. Your no is the silent guardian of your integrity. It is the locked door to the vault. A vault with no door is just an empty room. It is the door, the lock, the boundary that implies the contents are precious. They will not respect your yes until they have learned to respect your no. I am not telling you to become disagreeable. That is the child's tantrum, the pendulum swinging wildly to the other extreme. This is different. This is about a quiet, firm, and unapologetic discernment. It is the calm refusal to do what violates your principles, drains your energy, or disrespects your time. It is a no delivered not with anger, but with the simple, unshakable finality of a law of physics. I'm not able to do that. That doesn't work for me. My focus is elsewhere right now. No elaborate justification, no lengthy apology. You do not owe them an explanation that they can then pick apart, negotiate, and dismantle. Your boundary is not a debate, it is a fact. The moment you begin to justify it, you hand them the power to invalidate it. This is the first step toward teaching them the fear of consequence. The consequence is not a threat. It is simply the end of your availability. The conversation is over. The resource is withdrawn. When you do this, you will feel a tremor in your relationships. The users and the takers will become agitated. They will call you difficult, selfish, changed. They are, in essence, rattling the locked gate, confused and angered that the free resource is no longer free. Let them rattle. Their frustration is the first sign that your no is finally beginning to have substance. The people of quality, however, the ones you truly want in your life, will pause. They will recalibrate, and they will begin to treat your time and your yes with the care it deserves. This leads us to the second cornerstone, the economy of your attention. Your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. It is more precious than your money, more finite than your time. Where you direct your focus, you direct your life. You and I both know you have been a poor investor. You have given your most valuable asset to people who have given you no return. You have poured your focus into their dramas, their needs, their validation, hoping they would one day turn and pour it back into you. They never will. The world operates on an unspoken economy of attention. People are instinctively drawn to what is already compelling. They do not invest in a void, hoping it will one day become a treasure. They flock to the treasure that is already shining. You must become your own primary investment. Conduct a silent audit. Right now, picture the people and the problems that occupy your mind. Who are you thinking about when you should be focused on your work? Whose texts are you anxiously awaiting? Whose approval are you mentally rehearsing for? For each one, ask yourself a cold, honest question. Is this a reciprocal investment? Withdraw your currency from bad stocks. This is a quiet, internal process. It is not a dramatic announcement. It is a simple, private reallocation of your most vital resource. You stop checking their social media. You stop replaying conversations in your head. You stop offering unsolicited help. You stop making them the protagonist of your inner world. Where does that attention go? It goes back to you. It goes into your craft, your health, your mind, your goals. It goes into building a life of such substance that it generates its own gravity. This is the paradox. The less you chase their attention, the more you command it. Think of the chessboard again. The pawn is obsessed with the pieces around it, always moving forward, always trying to prove its worth, easily sacrificed. The king, however, is the center of the game. Its value is inherent. It does not chase. The entire board revolves around its safety, its position. You have been playing like a pawn. I am teaching you to understand you are the king. Your attention should be on mastering your own position on the board, not on the fleeting movements of pawns. When you invest in yourself, you become a source of value, not a seeker of it. This creates the most powerful form of consequence, the fear of losing access to a person who is on a trajectory, a person who is going somewhere. People want to be near that energy. They become afraid of being left behind. This brings us to the final and perhaps most misunderstood principle, the power of observed competence. You believe that respect is a reward for being helpful. This is the lie that keeps you trapped in the role of the useful servant. A hammer is helpful. A screwdriver is helpful. A tool is helpful. A tool is also easily replaced. You are not a tool. Respect is not given for helpfulness. Respect is a response to competence. It is the awe, sometimes grudging, that one human feels for another's demonstrated mastery. Not the mastery of pleasing others, the mastery of a skill, a craft, a domain, the mastery of one's own life. Stop offering your help as a resume for your worth. Start building your own cathedral. What is your cathedral? It is your work, your art, your business, your body of knowledge. It is the tangible proof of your discipline and focus. It is something you build for its own sake, for the satisfaction of creation. You do it for you. The world respects a master craftsman, a brilliant strategist, a disciplined athlete, a dedicated scholar. They respect the person who has forged themselves into an instrument of excellence. Your kindness, your helpfulness, these are secondary. They are the polish on the sword, but it is the sharpness of the blade that commands respect. Be the lighthouse. A lighthouse does not run up and down the coastline chasing ships to save them. It does not plead with them to notice its light. It stands on its own foundation. It tends to its own flame. It shines. And the ships, navigating the dark and treacherous waters, orient themselves by its steadfast beam. They respect it not because it is trying to be helpful, but because it is a point of sovereign, unmoving power. Build your lighthouse. Let them observe your competence from a distance. Let them see the life you are building, the standards you hold for yourself. Let them see that your world does not revolve around them. When you embody these three principles, the sovereign no, the economy of your attention, and the power of observed competence, the dynamic shifts forever. Your kindness is no longer perceived as weakness. Why? Because it is now a choice. It is a gift offered from a position of profound strength. They know you can say no, yet you choose to say yes. They know your attention is a precious currency, yet you choose to invest a small amount in them. They know you are building your own empire, yet you choose to offer a moment of your time. They respect you because you are dangerous. You have the power to withdraw, to refuse, to be indifferent, and you choose to be good. This is the kindness that inspires loyalty. This is the generosity that earns devotion. It is not the desperate, pleading kindness of the pawn, but the deliberate, magnanimous kindness of the king. It is the only kindness that the world of consequence truly understands. This is the hard truth. And now it is your work to make it your reality. You have the principles. You can feel their weight in your hands like three polished stones from a cold river. The sovereignty of your no, the economy of your attention. The power of observed competence. They are elegant, they are true, and they hum with a certain dangerous potential. But a question lingers, doesn't it? A cold whisper in the quiet of your mind, the one that surfaces just before you resolve to act. What happens when I actually try? Let that question breathe, because it is the most important one you will ever ask on this journey. The blueprints for a fortress are worthless if you cannot withstand the siege, and the siege is coming. Understand this, the moment you begin to implement these principles, the moment your first guilt-free no leaves your lips, the moment you withdraw your attention from an energy vampire, the moment you choose to work on your craft instead of solving someone else's manufactured crisis, you will encounter a force of nature, a resistance. It will not be subtle. It will feel like a law of physics, a kind of social gravity trying to snap you back into your old orbit. I call it the Great Test. Those who benefited from the old you, the compliant, endlessly available, utility-driven you, will not applaud your newfound sovereignty. They will react. Your no, once a shocking rarity, will be met with disbelief, then with probing questions, then with accusations. Your silence, where once there was effusive support, will be met with demands for your attention, then with passive aggression. Your newfound focus on your own competence, on your lighthouse, will be met with pronouncements that you've changed, that you've become cold, distant, selfish. They will say, "You're not being a team player." They will say, "I guess I know where I stand." They will say, "I would have done it for you." Let the words wash over you. Recognize them for what they are, the frantic signals of a system whose equilibrium you have disturbed. You were a predictable, load-bearing column in the architecture of their lives. You have just declared your intention to move. The entire structure groans in protest. This is the moment of maximum danger. This is the point where 99% of people retreat. They mistake this backlash for evidence that they are doing something wrong, that they are a bad person. They mistake the protest for a valid critique of their character. It is neither. This resistance is not a sign of your failure. It is the first sign of your success. They are not testing your new rules. They are testing if you believe in them. Why does this happen? It is not always born of malice. More often, it is born of instinct. You have, for years, cultivated a specific identity in the minds of others. You have taught them, through thousands of microtransactions, how to treat you. You have taught them that your time is divisible, that your energy is a public utility, that your yes is the default setting. You are now presenting them with a new you, a person with a spine of steel, with boundaries, with a sovereign sense of self-worth. And the primal, pattern-seeking part of their brain is doing the only thing it knows how to do. It is testing the fence. It is pushing, rattling, and shaking the new enclosure to see if it is real. Is this a permanent change or just a temporary mood? Is the wall solid or is it a painted prop that will collapse with a firm shove? They are not consciously thinking this, of course. They are simply acting on the discomfort of a broken pattern. Your change has created a void, and their behavior is a desperate attempt to make you fill it again. They are not fighting you. You would have justified your no, hoping to convince them of your good intentions. This is the behavior of a pawn trying to explain its value to a king. It is a losing game. The unflinching mirror responds differently. To the accusation, "That's so selfish," the mirror says, quietly and calmly, "I understand that's how you see it." Let that land. I understand that's how you see it. You are not agreeing, you are not disagreeing. You are simply reflecting their perception back at them. You are holding up a mirror to their statement, forcing them to look at it. The focus remains on their feeling, their interpretation, not on your character. There is no argument to be had. You have given them no purchase. When they escalate to an emotional outburst, trying to flood you with their anger or frustration, the old you would have met their energy. You would have become angry in return, or flustered, or apologetic. You would have entered the storm. The unflinching mirror does not. The mirror says, "I can see you're upset. I am not going to continue this conversation while you're yelling at me. We can talk later when you're calm." Again, you are not judging their anger. You are simply reflecting its presence and stating your boundary. You are refusing to absorb the energy. You are holding your position, unshakable. Machiavelli knew this. He wrote that a prince who acquires a new state must be resolute in the face of rebellion from those loyal to the old order. Any hesitation, any attempt to placate the most vocal rebels by reverting to the old ways would be seen as a fatal weakness. It would invite total collapse. Your new sense of self is your principality. You are its sovereign, and the great test is the rebellion of the old guard. To waver is to abdicate your own throne. On the chessboard of life, they are making a desperate, emotional move. They are offering you a poor trade, their pawn of manufactured drama for your queen of internal peace. They are trying to bait your most powerful piece into a useless off-board skirmish. The master player does not accept the trade. They do not even acknowledge it. They simply make a quiet, powerful move elsewhere on the board. A move that reinforces their own position. A move that furthers their own strategy. Withdrawing your attention is that move. Holding the silence is that move. This is the hardest part of the journey. It is where the philosophical becomes brutally real. It is easier to talk about having a spine than it is to stand straight when the winds of social pressure are trying to bend you in half. Many people build the foundation of self-respect, but they cannot withstand the storm that tests it. They crumble, not because the foundation was weak, but because they mistook the wind for a monster. The wind is just wind. Their reaction is just their reaction. To be a mirror is to achieve a profound form of freedom, because in that state, you finally realize their reaction is not about you. It was never about you. It is, and always has been, about them. It is about their needs, their expectations, their habits, their fears. You are simply the surface upon which they are projecting their own inner world. Let them rage against their own reflection. Let them be confused by a surface that will no longer absorb their chaos. Your role is not to manage their emotions. Your role is to manage your own sovereignty. Let them test the fence. They will eventually find it solid. They will learn the new rules, not because you explained them, but because you embodied them, quietly, consistently, and without apology. Some will adapt. Others will wander off in search of a more pliable energy source. Either outcome is a victory for you. Your task is not to win the argument. Your task is to make the argument irrelevant. In the comments below, I want you to do one thing. Write down the one phrase you will use to be an unflinching mirror this week. It could be, "I understand you feel that way," or "I'm not able to discuss this right now," or simply, "No." Let's build an arsenal of resolve together. And if this truth resonated in the quiet places of your soul, you know what to do. The mirror shows you the path. It is up to you to walk it.